When I was 3, my dad lectured me about not talking to strangers. At age 5, I was scolded for playing with food. By the time 5th grade rolled around, I cried as my dad tried to teach me math. And just when I thought I steered clear of the awkward dad conversations, I got the long-awaited boy talk just about a year ago. It is now safe to say that my dad, like any, has given his fair share of painfully long kitchen table lectures. And with this, he has successfully completed my 101 mind book for how to behave, act, and navigate the highs and lows of life. Oh, and also how to find the right man for me, but only once I'm older than 20, because another one of his rules is no dating in high school. This being said, there is one reoccurring topic that he seems to feel the strongest about and has also stuck with me the most. As he would say it himself, 贝贝啊，要阳光，要开心, which translates to, Betty, make sure to always be bright and happy. And so just like the rest of the lessons, I nodded whenever this was said and slowly but surely began to implement this motto into my life more and more every day. Good afternoon, Appleby. My name is Betty Chen, and I am an unshakable optimist. But what does it mean to be an optimist? Well, for starters, I'm not delusional, nor am I naive. I most definitely am not the happiest girl in the world, and I don't only see rainbows and unicorns everywhere I go. There's often a misconception of what optimism really means. To many, being optimistic is just for show, a form of denial in face of reality and all misfortunes in life, a mask worn simply on the surface to pretend like all is well and seem content to others. And I have to admit, for a long time, that's what I thought it was. Always see the bright side of things and put a smile on my face. Can't be that hard, right? But no, that's wrong. Optimism isn't pretending to be happy. Being an optimist doesn't mean that I live by blind positivity. In no way is it ever forcing my negative emotions away or denying darkness completely. But instead, it's being okay with the uncertainty of how deep the tunnel may be and how long it may take to reach the end, because I believe in the light at the end of the tunnel in the first place. Because at the end of the day, I'm still human. I still get my heart broken by a boy, lose friends and family, miss leadership roles or internships, get rejected by my dream school, or even score a 60 on multiple physics tests in Dr. Huja's class. But no matter how I'm feeling, optimism is knowing that things will get better, and that there's always another path that will lead to things that will be just as good, or perhaps even better. Simply put, optimism is a mindset, a really powerful mindset for that matter. Optimism is the ability to find the light, the love, and the lessons in everything. Optimists accept the fact that there will be inevitable struggles that everyone faces in life and actively seeks for the good in every one of those situations. Optimism is gratitude at its essence. It's a perspective that allows anyone to learn to love what they do, what they are, and who they are. In fact, let's talk about the 3 life-changing benefits that come with being a realistic optimist. Number 1 is that they try more things. Due to their self-motivated desire and enthusiasm for life, they undergo exposure to a greater variety of people, experiences, and opportunities. Doing the bare minimum of trying something new also dramatically increases the likelihood that you'll try the right thing at the right time. Optimists find the value in taking risks and are not discouraged by the potential rejection or failure. Have any of you ever heard of the one more philosophy? Well, the overall premise of the one more philosophy is that you're actually much closer to your dreams or your visions for your life than you think you are. That it is not a vision issue that most people have, but instead a depth perception issue, meaning that you think things are further away than they are, and so you act in accordance with that belief system. As a result, you keep your ambitions, your dreams, and your visions for your life at bay, because you think it's so far away, so out of reach. But the truth is far from that. The truth is that everyone is one decision, one relationship, one meeting, one new thought, one new book, one new podcast, one new emotion away from a completely different life. That it is much closer than you may think. So go out to that dreaded social event, because who knows whether or not you'll meet your soulmate, next best friend, employer, or mentor. Read that book that's been collecting dust on your shelf, because who knows, you might discover a love for true crime or romance. Take that one course you said you'd never like, because who knows, you might be the next best vocalist or computer programmer. Do it just because. Take that extra step, because what could you possibly lose in doing so? Okay, now the second quality is that optimists learn more things. The abundance of people, experiences, and opportunities that an optimist searches for is what stimulates their growth and enables their intake of all sorts of knowledge. Their eagerness to learn also dramatically increases the likelihood that they will learn the right thing at the right time. They're constantly feeding their minds with great ideas, which opens up new perspectives as well. The life of an optimist is so much more colorful, lively, and more worth living. They're able to adapt and flourish in various settings and have a willingness to grasp learning experiences at every opportunity. And number 3 is that they persist. They possess grit and determination. They never give up. Optimists think and talk about what they want, which is what drives them to take the necessary steps towards achieving what they want. Once optimists make a decision and are set on it, they just never stop until they attain that goal, because they have the fundamental skills and knowledge that allow them to overcome setbacks and continue moving forward. And here's a bonus benefit of being an optimist. Did you know that numerous studies have concluded that higher levels of optimism are associated with a longer lifespan and a greater chance of living past 90? Some may call straight BS on these findings, but my dad is a living example of it. If you've ever met my dad, the 2 words sick man would never be used to describe him. To his friends and colleagues, he's charming, generous, and the guy with never-ending stories to tell about his youth. But what many of you don't know is that over the years, the universe had decided that health issues would be inseparable from my dad. It all began with a diagnosis of uremia in 2005, followed by 2 failed kidney transplants to bladder cancer in 2014. Over time, the hospital and ICU became a place of uneasy familiarity. And as much as my dad tried to hide it, I knew he was scared, because there was those instances of critical state where all the walls he had built over the years to maintain his strong facade would collapse, revealing the sight of a helpless little boy in the body of a 50-year-old man. However, despite all the storms life has thrown at my dad, he has stayed optimistic. And under no circumstance did he ever give up on family or doing what he loves. He tells himself that it will be okay, and in the midst of it all, the worries, the fears, and despairs linked to his sickness fade away, even if sometimes it's only for a moment. He lives every single day to the fullest and never dwells on regret. My dad is the bravest person I know. He might just be one darn lucky guy, but he sure likes to think that his positive attitude towards life has something to do with the reason why he is standing here today. Looking back, I now realize the impact my dad has had on my life, passing on his values to at last mold me into the person I am today. Okay, but if optimists are so great, why do statistics show that there are more pessimistic people in the world than optimistic? Well, to most people, optimists are the dumb one, living in a made-up perfect world, and pessimists are the realistic, mature ones who know it all. But the truth is that in the eyes of a pessimist, the whole world is against them. Pessimism is a tendency to see the worst aspect of things or believe that the worst will happen. It's a lack of hope or confidence in the future. Pessimists become easily consumed by hate, anger, and regret to the point where the light at the end of the tunnel was never there to begin with. While criticism is absolutely crucial, pessimism isn't. Pessimism is a self-set ceiling to your own potential. What differentiates an optimist and a pessimist is really put to the test when they are both faced with difficult situations. Say you're in a crappy situation right now. It's clear that no matter what, nothing will make the situation itself any less crappy. But a shift in mindset affects you, which changes your ability to effectively deal with the said crappy situation. An optimist will believe in a solution and search for it. in comparison to a pessimist who would complain and drown in the negative context of the situation. And this is why us optimists have so many haters, because haters feel like it's not fair for us to have all the good times while they have to go through all the bad times. But the reality is, we go through bad times too. We go through heartache, we go through disappointment. We feel bad, we get depressed, we want to give up, we want to walk away. But there's something deep down inside of us that keeps pushing us. We need to remember that no matter what, how much emotion or feeling we may have, life has to go on. Life doesn't stop for anybody. So if you don't process that and understand that, you'll be stuck in whatever time period you got hurt forever. The grudges, the anger, the negativity, who has time for that? Who has the energy for that? Life is 10% what happened to you and 90% what you do about it. So if you can't stop life from happening, you can do something about it. Heal and strive for a better life because we owe it to ourselves to do so. Being optimistic has also taught me how to love myself, how to appreciate my flaws and become comfortable in my own skin, how to find contentment and satisfaction with the way I am, the things I'm given in life, and the relationships I form. When you're feeling optimistic, everything seems a little bit brighter, a little more hopeful. You start to believe that good things are possible, and suddenly the universe starts conspiring in your favor. Keep reminding yourself that optimism is more than just a positive attitude or a sunny disposition. It's a mindset that can help us find meaning and purpose. Whether we're facing personal challenges or simply trying to make the most of each day, optimism can be a powerful ally. What our world needs the most right now is hope, and hope is an optimistic state of mind. Screw all the doom and gloom, because with hope, we can overcome anything. With hope, my dad conquered cancer. With hope, we can alter our consumer behaviors and restore the state of our planet. And with hope, I will continue along my journey, living authentically and optimistically as I dare to be me. Or as Luke Tesser once said to me, keep being that ray of sunshine, because best of all, optimism is contagious, and all it takes is one single ray to light up the whole room. Now will you please stand and join me in singing hymn number 26 in the Red Book.